kid, step to the front. Cool kids, too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work there.
I feel like I need a shower just looking
Gotta
at
get
you.
right.
What the fuck does that mean?
They ain't been the same ever since.
What?
Living pretty
We
well
cut
on
the head
cherry.
off.
I ain't
You're
giving
gonna be
no
single
chance
for the
like
rest of your life.
Brock Lesnar on the beast.
Look at the heat.
Sleep flex and
Look at the
repeat.
heat.
Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level got
I get no bitches.
Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like Gresh unleashed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between, we are back with another Gresh Unleashed podcast. It is your voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh. And this is episode 24 of the Gresh Unleashed podcast. And this is like take number 4 or 5 because we had to do this shit over and over and over and over and over and over again because the technology wanted to fuck with us. But nevertheless, it is your favorite duo. I'm trying to come up with a nickname, but we still haven't come up with it yet because me and Highlight are the tag team champions of the podcasting game in our own minds. So me and Suela, we're gonna come up with a new nickname eventually. But as always, joining me is I'm trying to hype myself up because technology pissed me off. But as always, joining me is Suela the Bandit. What is up? What you got?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
First of all, I want to know how y'all doing. I hope y'all are okay. I hope y'all are good. I hope y'all drink your water. I hope you got a lot of rest. Because we have a lot to talk about.
I know I did. I got me some. I sleep. Like, niggas be out here beefing. I be sleep like but I don't beef. I'm like, yo, like for those of you who don't know already, I'm 28. I just turned 28. Gresh 28 has been in full effect. You see the face. I've officially hit the 28. I'm officially 28 years old.
Like,
my birthday was 2 days ago. So as I get older, I do not care about beef. None of the bullshit. We here chilling and vibing.
Leave me alone.
We here chilling. We here chilling and vibing. We here vibing.
Leave me alone.
That's it. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about the drama. We don't care about the bullshit. We here about we sleeping. We here drinking water. We here drinking apple juice. We here drinking orange juice. We here smoking weed. We here smoking Kush. Not the Delta 8, because that shit have you fucked up. But regular Kush. Regular chronic. Regular, all the good shit. All the good shit. All the good shit.
Oh, man.
we already there. Make sure you cop the merch as well. It's flexing season. Flexing season year round. Flexing season. This is the limited edition.
Yeah, don't worry.
This is the limited edition hoodie that I'm rocking. It is available now at gresh.live/merch. I have a lot of merch that you guys should cop, honestly.
Yeah, y'all should get that.
It goes to the podcast. It's literally whatever we say on here. You got to eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We got the flexing season, the regular black and red version that's year round, and we got the limited version that I'm rocking right now, which is purple and gold. If you're a Lakers fan, this is for you, or if you're into spooky season like me, this is for you. Like we thought about dressing up, or at least I thought about dressing up for this episode. I text Suela, she said, "Fuck all that, fuck off. I am not dressing up for nothing." So if I apologize because I am rubbing off on her. Because that's something that I would say. But and then also another fun fact was I intended on dressing up this year, but I forgot to order anything. Because if you try to order a costume now, this close to Halloween, is dead.
Well, it's sad because like I slick already got mine, but that's because it came in Monday. And ain't no point in me putting that on because I was trying to say that for Saturday night. So there's that. So I was like, no. I was like,
she gonna have the buns out. That's so that.
No, I have
not. She gonna have the buns. She gonna have the buns out. She gonna have the buns out.
No. The rumor has it I'm supposed to be Leatherman this year. So
she gonna be talking for the gram and leather.
That's the rumor. If y'all don't know who Leatherman is, go watch American Horror Story season 1. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
And if you don't know who Leatherman is, you are not for the culture. No, I'm sorry.
Right. That sums up.
I'm sorry. Sorry, that's just the fact of
Messing
life.
up.
That's just the fact of life. Speaking of messing up, just like our technology messed up for the recording this episode. Today we got a lot to talk about. Like Suela said at the top of the podcast, because obviously I celebrated my 28th birthday on what was that, Tuesday? We celebrated by checking out Black Adam. For those of you who haven't seen Black Adam, it was not as bad as the critics or the people who just want to hate on shit said. When I was up in there, I think that's the mainly reason why I can enjoy movies like this is because I go with low expectations, because I've sat through bullshit like King Kong,
Dang.
the Justice League, both cuts, the original cut and the Snyder cut. Wonder Woman 84, that shit was garbage. So it's like I've sat through mediocre to bad. So I'm like, I went low, but then when I actually saw this, I was like, this was not bad. They actually tried to give it a backstory. Like if you watch it, and a non-spoiler, the guy who played Young Rock in Young Rock, the show, not the kid, but the older version.
The older
he's
version of
actually
him.
in this movie as well. So shout out to him for getting the cut as well. And
man, he just need to go ahead and just adopt that boy. Because if The Rock ever have a son, that's his kid.
That's him.
That is his child. I don't care what nobody say. Like, he already got 4 girls. Let that boy be your son. Like, go ahead and claim custody. Like, already. You got a stunt double, now you got a son. Stop playing.
But it was actually pretty good. Like I said before, our technology gave up on us. It was literally Fast and Furious and spandex. And I didn't mean that in a bad way. It's more so like if you're going for a complex plot, like if you're trying to go for like a reason why this exists or another stuff, it's not a movie for you. This is something to take for your family, your friends. It was me, my mom, my sister, and my childhood, and not my childhood, but because I met her in my adulthood. But one of my good friends, my niece, that is literally her name. For those of you who are confused, that's legitimately her name. Her name is my niece. Don't ask any questions after that, because I can't tell you that. I didn't name the child. Her name is my niece. That's it.
Deal with it.
But she's cool people. Like she always shows up to my birthday events, like, and she's one of those cases where, like, because you know how growing up, a lot of people was like, you can't have girlfriends, like friends that are girls without any romantic anything involved. She's one of those people who I'm like, that is a friend and family, like sibling family, because she's good people. She show up. I've had people who don't show up. I've invited to birthday parties and they say they'll show up, but then they don't show up.
Yeah,
like when I was 18 to I guess you could say 23, that shit used to bother me. It used to irk me to my core. Now I just don't care. I'm like, the real ones,
They hit me at 24. I was like, you know what, the real ones, they'll come through.
The real ones will come through. And the ones who say they real, they'll just wish me happy birthday on Facebook. And that's real. Like, that's just how I feel. So it's like there's no, and that's if you take that as disrespect, that's your fault, not mine. But it's like, shout out to people like her. Shout out to people that can be. You can literally be like, yeah, that's a good friend. That's someone that could be there for you. And I don't mean that it has to be there all the time, because let's be real. We as humans have lives. Life happens. But if you go out of your way to show me that you care and that you show up and you show out whenever I'm doing something good, kudos. And then and this isn't directed to Hit Dogs Holler. This isn't directed to everybody. For those, like, sometimes I invite Suela to stuff. She has to work. I don't hold it against her. Sometimes she invites me to stuff. I have to work. She don't hold it against me. That's life. But
when I'm broke, I literally would say it that day. I'm like, look, I'm tapped.
like, hey, I can't.
I got no money.
I ain't got no money. I can't make. And speaking of,
then I'd be glad, because I'd be like, oh man, like I really wanted to go. Like,
you better be glad you didn't go to Dave and Buster's that we went that Saturday, because they had food there. That shit was horrendous.
Are you serious?
That shit was.
I like David Buster's because sometimes them drinks.
I ordered a steak. I ordered a steak because people. I
be going for the drinks. meals.
I order. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I don't drink, so I literally go for the food. People. If you order your steak medium rare, you're good because you're borderline well done and
It's
raw.
like half and half.
So that's how I prefer my steak because I prefer my steak with a little red in the meat, but not too red because at that point I'm a vampire. But I like a little red. So when they gave me my steak, that shit I was cutting it. I'm like, why is the table shaking? I said the table shouldn't shake.
No,
The table shouldn't shake. So David
not the
Busters,
table shaking.
David Busters, get your shit together. Get your shit together. You hear me? Because I was the table shaking,
No.
but so when I finally did cut it, because they gave me steak with a side of asparagus and I believe mashed potatoes.
That's what everybody always go with. Every time somebody cooks some steak, it's always some dang on asparagus and mashed potatoes on the side with it. Why y'all can't come up with something else?
Hey,
that's it. That's your only go-to for the sides. Like that's it.
I was like, okay, maybe now that I got this, maybe now that I got this all up and ready, like I got it cut. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna dip it. I'm gonna taste it. It's gonna taste good. It's gonna taste immaculate because I ain't see no white people around. So white people don't know about no season. So I ain't see no white people around. So I'm like, maybe this would be seasoned. Maybe this would be.
Your mouth was fixed for that.
My mouth was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And then that shit wasn't even seasoned.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
I kid you not.
My money back.
I kid you not. I was so mad. I was so heated.
Did they have cake?
I didn't even want that cake because I already put the shit up. That shit would probably stick to my. That shit will probably stick to the bridge of my mouth. You know that cake, that type of cake you eat where it be so thick that it stick to the bridge of your mouth, and you be able to just to get it out. Nah, The only thing I could say after eating all that was,
"Damn, man, that's messed up."
Had me sound like Ron Simmons.
That's messed up, man.
I was and then my sister, she ordered salmon, and I'm like, man, there's no way you can fuck that up. They fucked that up too.
It is. I don't even eat that, and I can tell you, yes, it is a way.
No, it's like, look, listen,
because it's a hit or miss.
Listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but salt and pepper ain't seasoned.
No,
it's not seasoned. It is a necessity.
It's a starter.
It is a necessity. No, this is how I tell the story now. Salt and pepper ain't seasoning, but it is a necessity to pick up the slack for your unseasoned ass.
Yep.
Because I had to put salt and pepper on my steak to at least give it a little flavor, and it still didn't work. I said, never again. Never again.
Man, who was back there?
I don't know. It must have been the white girl from White Chicks.
I don't know, man.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh man, I know one thing. I definitely won't be trying if I ever come out there. Don't ask me for no food. I'll take French fries, and I hope y'all don't mess up the French fries.
But shout out to my little sister. She came through after, and I told her don't even get no food. Don't even eat. I said hopefully you ate before. You're gonna eat after because don't waste your time. Don't do it. We went to play some games. Felt like it was 2002 all over again when we was little kids. We were just playing games, playing around. We was playing some dance games where it felt like none of those songs had any season to it. It was the most unseasoned games ever in the history of mankind.
Man,
it was crazy.
But all in all,
Dave and Buster, as far as their food is concerned, I give you a 4 out of 10. And the reason why I say 4 out of 10 is because the waiter was actually nice. I actually left him a tip because he was actually nice. I didn't blame him because waiters aren't cooks. They literally give us serve the cooks. They're the middleman. So I'm like, yo, I gave him the tip. I gave him what it was, and I'm like, bro, kudos to you. Kudos to you because, buddy, that shit was garbage. All in all, Dave and Buster, 3 words for you. That's it.
Man, that's messed up.
That's all I can say. All in all, but the birthday was good. I played Fortnite. For those of you who don't know, I played Fortnite for the first time on Twitch. If you haven't checked out twitch.tv/ayo is Gresh, then make sure you check that out because I don't stream often. I don't have a stream schedule because Twitch is like to get to affiliate to where I can start getting subs and all that stuff is weird. I have to get like 4 or 5 people to chat in the chat more than like I guess I have to keep them going. Like I can stream 1,000,000 hours. I can stream multiple days, but if nobody's in the chat talking, then you're not affiliate worthy. It's weird. Twitch is a headache that I don't really give a shit for anymore. I used to. That's how I got my start before I went to YouTube. I don't care anymore. But if you haven't already, make sure you follow me over there because you never know, and make sure your notifications are on because you never know when I might pop up. I'll just do a pop-up stream because literally the birthday stream was a last minute thing. Like a lot of people wanted to come through, but life happened on their end. Like Highlight wanted to come through. A lot of people wanted to come through, but life happened. So, and it was in the middle of the week. It was on a Tuesday. So there's that. Make sure you guys check that out. But also, we're going to be talking about, as you see from the ticker at the bottom, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff on today's podcast because I just had to give you a little brief run through some little stories, some little nuggets for my birthday. But we're going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about? Shit, I didn't write this shit down. Did I not write this down? I did not. My bad. We live. It is what it is. But we're going to be talking about the answer of the question: will the elite, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, will they be returning to AEW soon? Apparently, CM Punk's dog Larry was hit in the fight. That's a report. If that is true, I'll be fighting y'all asses too. But also, we'll be talking about them potentially, AEW potentially turning MJF face. That is a $1 million question because MJF is better as a heel, but I mean the crowd loves him. We'll be talking about that as well as we'll be talking about we talked about Black Adam briefly. We'll be talking about the WWE debut of The Rock's daughter, Simone Johnson, aka Ava Raine. She made her debut this past Tuesday on NXT. As well as we'll be talking about Nikki Cross, the return of the Unhinged, or at least a modified version of the Unhinged Nikki Cross, because she attacked both the baby faces and the heels during the main event of what I felt was a pretty lackluster, or should I say, one of the weakest episodes of Raw since Triple H took over. Like, it didn't feel like nothing was too special, if you will. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Do I make sense? Huh?
Not really.
What it doesn't make sense that it felt weak?
No. No. Because I didn't see this. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see this. So it might have and it might not. It's like,
so what I would do is like I would give you like I will give you abbreviated versions of what happened, like what I feel that happened, and then you can determine if it was good or not. But and this is good. This is a good point of view from the people someone who didn't watch, because you probably was at work. So yeah, that happened. And also we'll be talking about obviously NXT as well as NXT Halloween Havoc, because I won the preview and predictions. Shocker, because usually she wins, but I won because I actually and then the sad thing is we half-assed this predictions, but it is what it is. But NXT Halloween Havoc was pretty solid for what it was. It wasn't over the top, the best, but we'll be talking about that as well. And then obviously looking at my notes, obviously we'll be talking about other stuff as well. And as far as house notes, shout out our Patreon backers over at patreon.com/crushdigital. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Patreon. It helps the podcast, the channel. It helps me bring you guys content, like the theme song says, content on the daily. It helps me bring you guys content on the daily, because if you're not getting the podcast material, you're getting gaming material whenever I upload on the Gresh YouTube channel, the main channel. So shout out to you guys. Shout out for your support over on Patreon, as well as make sure you guys check out and join the official subreddit for your boy, because we are. I haven't looked at the number yet because I've been away for like 3 weeks from Reddit. So I'll get around to recording a new Reddit video for the channel. So you guys, I believe after this last stream over on twitch.tv/Ayo is Gresh, we actually got some new posts on there because people actually been getting around to it. So hey, if you guys want to join the official Gresh Reddit, that is r/Gresh for those of you who listen in audio format, then make sure you join, and it'll be a good time, hopefully, because we try to be funny over there, or at least attempt. Y'all try to make me laugh. It's not hard to make me laugh, but it's also easy to make me cringe.
Oh yeah, it's definitely easy to make me cringe.
If you post something that sucks, then you'll know, because it might not make it into the video. But make sure you guys join the official subreddit, and also if you haven't already, make sure you start texting us too over at we have a dedicated app that gave us this number 770-580-3074. You guys can text us questions or unpopular wrestling opinions, or if something sucks, you can even text me. You can text me your mama jokes. Just don't get too disrespectful, because I might trace your IP and whoop your ass. You never know, but you can use that number. Don't call it, because I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to look at it. So I gotta be real. I gotta be real.
I'm just gonna look at it.
Don't call it. Just text it, because I'm just gonna look at it. You hear me?
Man.
All in all, but yeah, I think that's all the house notes that I have for you guys.
You stupid dick! You done lost your damn mind, and I'm gonna help you find it. Shut your mouth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part we haven't done this in a while because people haven't been submitting anything, but we have this particular segment where people give unpopular wrestling or sporting opinions here at the Gresh Unleashed podcast, and you can actually do so by joining the official Gresh Digital Discord. The link, I believe, is down in the comment section if you're listening in audio format, or if you're listening in on YouTube or Facebook or wherever we streaming, it is there. So if you join the official Gresh Digital Discord, then you can actually submit your own wrestling opinion or sporting opinion that is completely anonymous, because we don't want people to be bashed, or if they because wrestling fans are weird. They will literally come for your mama or your throat if you say something that they don't agree with. So here it is. All right. So so this person said Russell Westbrook was never as good as people thought he was.
Dang.
And I'm like, that is not wrestling, but I just laughed. And they continue with WWE should not pick up CM Punk. He's too problematic and injury prone. And then the next person said the same thing. CM Punk shouldn't wrestle anywhere again until he fixes his attitude, including WWE. Triple H should stay far away from him because he's toxic everywhere he goes. So we might as well talk about it a little bit. What are your thoughts on this? I don't know if you've been paying attention to any news and rumors this week, because but apparently, when the AEW is in talks with buying out the remainder of CM Punk's contract for I guess they just don't want him back. They don't pretty much, be real. They don't want him back. What do you think? Do you think if the AEW does buy out the contract, because I believe the only thing that's according to Dave Meltzer is the only holdup is it's like the no non-compete clause. So they're gonna want to, I guess, slap on a non-compete clause. But do you think if that were to happen and CM Punk just doesn't go back to AEW because of that whole stupid rant that he went on at the Medium Storm that literally made nobody did nobody favors?
No, that's true.
Do you think he would? Do you think he would make a difference in WWE if they were to bring him back, or do you think he just Yeah, he should just stay forward. What is,
I'll be
give
shocked.
me your thoughts. Give me your
Okay.
thoughts.
But to be real, I would be shocked if he does end up changing, if he goes back to WWE. If he like get himself together to the point where you shock everybody and you like make a whole, change in your attitude, then that's different. That's if he does that. But other than that, no. Like no. Honestly, I think he needed to take a year off. Like go
Or he could just
reevaluate or or take some years. You need to
just
reevaluate a lot of
go back
stuff.
to retirement, bro.
Like
I'm gonna be real with you.
You might have to sit this out. Like this, I don't know.
Like,
Because it's like if they do take him back, they gonna argue putting this company at risk.
The difference between WWE and AEW though, WWE has so many layers to where he wouldn't even be able to do what he did with that. You don't see
That's
WWE.
true.
You don't see WWE doing medium scrums. You don't see WWE like you probably saw them do it for Clash at the Castle because that was their first UK show in literally 30 plus years. So they just went all out on it. But it's like you're not going to see them. They don't do that for every pay-per-view they have. They literally have a pay-per-view and they move on to the next show. They don't have time. So when it comes to if he does go back to WWE, we won't have to worry about him having little outbursts or whatever on TV in front of the world to see because they have a way to hide shit. You saw how long they hid stuff with Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So it's like they know how to.
You're right.
They know how to hide shit. So he can have a full rant that. Again, he can have a full but I can tell you because I shout out to the Public Enemy podcast because they actually I laughed at because I checked them out yesterday over on their YouTube and they said something about I think I believe it was either Graham or Ben that or it could have been CJ, one of the two. They said, yo, what if he tried to do that with Roman Reigns? And one of them said, he ain't getting out that locker room.
Oh no,
that's the thing.
No,
Them
he won't.
Samoans. I said, bro. I said, bro.
Them Samoans don't play, especially with dealing with disrespect. Oh no.
I said this dead ass. I said, yo, if he try that shit with a Samoan, his face
bye.
His face gonna be flatter than a pancake.
That is gonna be on the news. Tell you.
It's gonna be. They're gonna be like, yeah,
worldwide. Like, yeah. Well, this happened in the locker room today. Like.
Roman Reigns literally walked with this man on his back, just choking him out.
Telling you. Man, get out of here.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like and I agree with what they said in the Discord. Like they should just stay far away from him because it's like there's no to me, and this might be a controversial take, and I really don't give a shit, but he is not worth the headache. If it's like yeah, he came back for a good pop after 7 years, and yeah, he came back for a few good feuds. Because I'm not going to discredit this man because he was a bitch. As far as with the medium scrum, his feud with MJF, loved it. His feud with Eddie Kingston, his brief match with Eddie Kingston, loved it. I feel like Eddie Kingston should have went over, but that's neither here nor there. Anything else that I can think of? I think those are the main two that I can think of. Everything else, and I actually saw him wrestle live for the first time when they came to Atlanta, when Cody was there. So it was ironic that I saw Cody, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk wrestle for the first time live, and I was like, this shit is crazy. Even though it's still the craziest part is Cody Rhodes setting himself on fire with Andrade, and I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like that's a nice little bucket list because I'm not gonna sit on here and ride the wave and just say CM Punk was just like the worst thing. Like he literally got me interested in wrestling in 2011 because I was literally on my deathbed as far as a wrestling fan because I was still fresh off of TNA with Hulk Hogan and all that stuff, them butchering everything. I believe it was around the time where Jeff Hardy had his relapse, Victory Road. So I was literally just like, you know what? I don't really give a shit anymore. I would think I was getting diving more into church and all that stuff. So I was like, I just don't care much about wrestling. But then CM Punk cut the pipe bomb and they was interesting and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. So and I'm not and let's be real. We had a whole podcast episode in the original incarnation of the Gresh and Lee's podcast where we literally had a whole panel of people just saying, yo, this man is back. This man is he's going to change the thing and change the game for AEW. And now 14 months later, he shot himself in the foot again.
Man.
So it's like, but yeah, at the end of the day, CM Punk, he should be nowhere near WWE if it's like, and this is just rumors. Like, we don't even know. We don't know. Like, let's be real. Dave Meltzer, all these people who are reporting stuff, we don't know. They have sources, and sometimes not saying they're right, but at the same time, as a wrestling fan, all it is a waiting game. It is literally a waiting game when it comes to the sport of professional wrestling. That's just a fact of how it is. And hopefully we figure out something, and hopefully they find a direction, because we're going to talk about it when we get to the AEW, but AEW has just felt like a void since Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks have been gone. So there's that. And I believe that is all the submissions we have for this week. Oh, and also we have a additional Rob Plenka. Don't know who that is. They said Rob Plenka is overrated. He's a terrible general manager and one of the prime reasons why the Lakers suck. So I'm guessing he's the Lakers GM.
Wow. Y'all just coming for every sport today, huh?
that wasn't that's literally the
they coming for NFL, NBA, and that's gonna be MLB in a minute. They coming for everybody neck right now. Like they like, yeah, since we haven't done unpopular opinions for a minute, we finna just get on everybody. Like
we shoot on everybody. Everybody getting shot.
Everybody gonna get the heat. Like dang.
All right, now is the time where we talk about the Throwing It Back Thursdays, where we throw it back to a particular wrestling match that we actually going to watch for the week. This isn't a permanent segment. This is just something we'll be doing in between our retro review episodes of the Gresh and Suela podcast. So if you guys are enjoying the retro reviews, this is basically your mini version of it until we do full-on retro review episodes. I sent you this yesterday. Did you check it out?
Yes, I did.
It was, so for those of you who
crazy.
Don't know, yeah, it was bloody. I love me some blood. It was Abyss versus Judas Messias in a barbed wire massacre match. Ignore that voice crack at TNA Against All Odds in 2008. According to them, at this point, in time, they only had 2 of these kinds of matches. I believe the other one involved Sabu. I believe, I could be wrong. There's no ring ropes, just barbed wire, excluding the ring post. So it's basically metal. This is literally just a full metal match in a way. Jim Cornette kicked off the match, welcoming everyone to the match. He's saying, and I never understood the concept of the company is not held responsible for injuries sustained to the opponents. It's like, why book the match? Why are we booking this match if you don't want to be held responsible for a match that's happening in your company? That whole concept never made sense to me, but it is what it is. It's basically brother versus stepbrother. Abyss was betrayed by his father, James Mitchell. It was basically, like I said, their take on Kane versus The Undertaker. And Abyss and I wrote down Abyss's theme was such a bop because everybody who knows me knows I scream to the top of my lung. I scream like there is no tomorrow. Defund Deaf Rebel. So yeah, I listen to theme music because theme music makes the character. So Abyss's theme song, pre-American made for Hulk Hogan in 2010, was a bop. So I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie, I wrote down, I said, for some reason I thought Judas and Abyss were the same height.
Dang.
But then Abyss was towering.
Like when I watched it, I was like, yeah, he's tall.
Abyss is tall as hell. And then Judas looked like a toddler next to him. Like, bro, you struggling to whoop this little man's ass? Come on now. What you doing?
That's crazy.
Every time they went into the wire, they actually was stuck for a moment. Like it literally dug into their skin. And I was just like, okay, yep. Y'all some crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, it got brutal. I was like, what?
It actually got a "We Want Blood" chant when Abyss brought in a barbed wire wrapped steel chair. So The fans in the Impact Zone or in Orlando were bloodthirsty. Abyss was bloodthirsty. Judas Messiah's whole entrance was literally with him splitting out blood, so you know he bloodthirsty. It was crazy.
It's insane.
Judas made Abyss land on the chair the long way. Basically, he was singing an octave higher than normal because he literally landed balls first on the chair. And and I'm like, oh boy, he probably was sitting there. As soon as he hit that line, he said,
Ouch.
Oh my God. Man, I was not expecting that. Oh man. Oh yeah, you 28 for sure. Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh man, that was hilarious. Spitting like ouch. Like whoa. Man.
And then he lit him up with some shots to the skull, opened him up. So we basically got our wish. We got blood. As the match spilled to the outside, they brawled all over. And when it looked like Abyss was about to powerbomb Judas through a bridge barbed wire board, James Mitchell, for some reason, thought he was going to do something with them shots to the back of his spine, and he was about to get slammed through the board himself until Judas made the save and regained control. So it was basically Abyss playing the big comeback. He was the babyface in this, obviously. Abyss then teased choke slamming Judas into the board in the ring. So they basically had a barbed wire board on the floor, and then they had one in the ring, and then they had one bridged into the corner. Obviously, Judas fought off and was but then he got caught again into the military press slam stomach first into the board, and that did not look fun. So even though I'm not beating the Gresh training to be a wrestler allegations because I've been doing cardio like crazy, I am not taking that bump. If I were to become a wrestler, I am not taking that bump. I am not going into barbed wire. I will not do a death match. You can kiss my ass with that. You can suck my dick. I am not doing death matches. No. And if I do a death match, I draw the line at glass, barbed wire, and tubes. No. Moving on, Judas then took another bump on the outside through the barbed wire board that was bridged. So he finally got through the board. And then Abyss then turned and stopped James Mitchell, finally hitting a black hole slam on his father for his betrayal. And then he hit another one on Judas, but got a 2. So they made it a big deal. So I'm guessing at this point, a lot of people didn't kick out of the black hole slam at this point. Abyss then tried to send Judas into the barbed wire board propped in the corner, but Judas reversed the whip, and Abyss almost crashed into referee Earl Hebner, but he stopped himself, and then Judas took advantage and shoulder tackled Abyss into the barbed wire board. None of these spots look fun at all. And I'm like, y'all some crazy motherfuckers.
For real.
I don't get it.
That whole match didn't even look fun. So I was like, man, boy. Like, what we about to do? Oh, okay. So we like playing with wires. All right. I see where this is going.
I can tell y'all mama didn't tell y'all about the barbed wires and not to play with them because they're going to give you a little splinter. They got full bodies of splinter. They bleeding profusely at this point. They fought a little bit more until Abyss hit another black hole slam on Judas into the barbed wire board to pick up the win. Overall, this was a fun little match. The audio for you two was a little off. Was it just you? Was it me or just you? Or was it you? Did you catch it? It was a little like it was the sync.
Yeah, I caught it. It was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it wasn't just me. All right, but it was a fun match. I believe they have it on Impact Plus. Not TNA. Impact has been uploading a lot of full matches on their YouTube. So we might just do this for and like whenever we tap into the TNA side of stuff, we just do we'll just tap into full episodes and stuff. And then and if we have to get Impact Plus, I'll get it and send you the link so you can log in and watch it with me, and then we'll do it like that. But overall, that was a fun little match for Throwing It Back Thursday. You guys should check it out. And obviously, the name of this segment has stuck because we still saying Throwing It Back Thursday. So there's that. that's all there is to it. Before we move on to this week in wrestling, apparently 19 years ago, WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain came out. 19 years ago today, in what is probably regarded as one of the greatest wrestling games of all time was released. WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Brock Lesnar was the cover art that you see Undertaker choke slam.
Dang, Brock is huge.
Oh yeah, he got bigger.
Yeah, like dang, dude. Oh
Obviously,
gosh.
This game, like,
oh gosh.
I cannot tell you on one hand how many controllers I've nearly broke with this game.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because I was so frustrated. Like,
man,
this is a game that, like, if I can find me a PlayStation 2 or at least a way to get it on PC, I will play the hell out of this game again. This game was so fun. That game, Day of Reckoning 1 and 2. I don't know if you played Day of Reckoning 1 and 2.
I played the first one. I don't think I played the second one.
The second one drove me crazy, story mode, because once you got to the Fatal 4-Way Steel Cage match in the story mode, it was hard as hell to win, to the point where I just stopped. I just said, I'm pretty sure if I find my old GameCube, I probably won't, but if I find my old GameCube and load up that game, I'm pretty sure if I load the game and I see the story mode continue, it'll be SummerSlam. Because I believe my created character for that was Triple J.
Dang.
I don't know why, but I believe that it just literally came to me. But I believe that was the nickname that I gave him. So it was basically Triple J versus Triple H.
Jeez.
So corny. So corny, but so yeah, that was Day of Reckoning too. But Here Comes the Pain. I love that. I believe it was 2008 when I was still living with my pops. So before I moved back with my mom indefinitely, I traveled to come visit my cousins. So they had, I believe that either they did or a friend had Here Comes the Pain and Just Bring It. I played the hell out of those. They wanted me to go outside and play basketball so bad with them. I didn't give a fuck. I'm trying to play this game.
Right.
I played the hell out of that.
I'm trying to beat some levels right now, and y'all saying when we come outside, like
that when we come outside and sweat, I was sweating inside the house because I'm frustrated with this game. But I played the hell out of that. I played the hell out of SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Played the hell out of
I definitely played that.
Just Bring It. I still need to play No Mercy because I've been hearing a lot of rave reviews on No Mercy. I need to play WWF No Mercy at least once in my life before I die. So if someone gives me, hey, we gotta wait 2 years for House of the Dragon to come back on. So I need something to do in between now and then. So if someone got No Mercy, or if someone find a way to get me Here Comes the Pain, let me know so I can play this game on Twitch.
That'd be cool. We actually get like a I don't even know. I don't even think we got a P.O. box.
I got a P.O. box.
Well, I need to get a P.O. box because there has been this thing where I want to do where I'm like, hey, like if you got any old games that you like want us to play, just for fun or just for keeps, like that'd be cool. But
that you want to give away, because some people don't want to give away their games.
Yeah,
so
like
if you feel like giving away,
if it's some games that you just really like, be like, okay, I don't really need these anymore. Whether it's on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, GameCube, I don't care. Like I don't mind. I'll play them. Like, cause it's crazy how all the games I got for my Nintendo Switch, I done played all my games. And then it's like I don't mind playing them again, but it's like I be playing them. So it's like, so anybody else got a game I can play? Like,
Anybody else want to help me
everybody
out?
got a game that they don't want. Like, can I just give it to me? I don't mind stocking up. Like, I need to stock up anyway.
But yeah, 19 years ago though. Damn. How old am I? Because 19 years?
Dang. 26.
19 years is how old this game is. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain with big head ass Brock Lesnar. But man, that's crazy. That is legitimately crazy. Well, we're gonna start off backwards. We're gonna start off with AEW Dynamite. Did you catch that yesterday?
Raw, NXT, and AEW, no.
You just watched nothing this week, is what you're telling me. All right. Basically, I broke down. I didn't write any notes because, to me, for some reason, this week AEW felt like, I don't know. It had its bright moments, but it didn't feel like it was something that I would just rave about. Like it was what it was. Hold on one second. Let me pull up the results right quick and kind of give my quick, brief thoughts on it, because that's literally how I feel about it. Because I really didn't truly 100% give a shit at all. But we had AEW World Champion Jon Moxley headline against AEW World Trios Champion Penta El Zero Miedo for the AEW World Championship. How did he get a title match? I don't know. I believe they stopped the rankings at this point. So there's that. Also, I believe we had FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory in the number one contenders match. I take that back. This was one of the matches of the night. Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR and yeah, for the number one contendership. And then they opened the show with ROH World's Champion Chris Jericho, the Ocho, with all these damn nicknames, and Daniel Garcia of the Jericho Appreciation Society, the ROH Pure Champion, versus Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club, and Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara. And we heard from MJF, obviously, and we'll talk about that, as well as we had Riho versus Jamie Hayter, the custom one women's match segment. It was what it was. I believe it was the way that the first match that we saw, it was Claudio. Claudio actually pinned Chris Jericho, so the Jericho Appreciation Society lost. So Claudio won with that, and I believe they're teasing a breakup with the BCC. I'm about to call them the BBC for a split second, but I caught myself. But the BCC, the Blackpool Combat Club, because Bryan Danielson, I guess he didn't see the snake in Daniel Garcia and he got betrayed. I don't see the point in them betraying. Someone told me that they explained why he turned back on Rampage. I don't watch Rampage. I'm just gonna tell y'all this right now. I don't watch Rampage. Rampage does not get me excited. It's literally a show that comes on after SmackDown, and I'm like, 9 times out of 10, I probably won't watch it this Friday. I might if I'm still up, but 9 times out of 10, after SmackDown goes off, I'm probably gonna go to sleep.
But that's gonna suck for me because I ain't gonna be watching none of it.
Yeah, you'll be all right. So after this match, Renee Paquette was at the Mongo position backstage with Bryan Danielson, and Danielson said, "I'm going to take all my frustrations out on Sammy Guevara because I guess he's frustrated that a lot of people he got betrayed and all that stuff." And Wheeler Yuta said, "I'm not your son. I'm a grown man." And Danielson slapped Yuta. But Claudio and Regal separated the two of them. Claudio insists that after Danielson's match, Danielson and Yuta will sit down and talk this out like adults. So they have beef because Yuta saw through Daniel Garcia, but Bryan Danielson didn't. So there's that. And then they had the Jericho Appreciation Society segment backstage with Tony Schiavone. They had audio problems for this part. And I'm like, I'm going to need these wrestling companies to just hire me to be their audio tech because I mean, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not finna be at like technology doesn't happen. Shit happens. But hey, if wrestling companies want to hire me to be their audio specialist, let me know, because my rate isn't going to break your bank, but it isn't cheap either.
All right.
Put it that way. It's not going to break your bank, but it's not cheap either, because I include travel, accommodations, hotel stay, and all that stuff. But other than that, nah, it ain't gonna break your bank, but it is gonna cost you.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, Jericho's fired up and blamed Claudio for bringing the bat into the ring during their match. Jericho issued an open challenge next week to any former ROH World Champion. Who do you think the ROH World Champion for the former? Are you familiar with Ring of Honor?
A little bit.
Okay.
But I know, like, you've been having like trouble with it because you were saying how they Ring of Honor should just have their own like little set. Anything with Ring of Honor should have just its own what's the name? Like
every time I hear Ring of Honor or see Ring of Honor, I just black out. I'm like, I need Ring of Honor. I need them to do something with Ring of Honor. If you want to turn one of the dark elevations into Ring of Honor TV, do that. But man. Then we moved on to I asked you, who do you think will accept the challenge? Do you think, like, off the top of your head, that you haven't seen on TV when you watch? It can't be Bryan Danielson because he already lost in Toronto.
Right. Honestly,
I'm thinking Eddie, not Eddie Edwards. What's his name? Davey Richards, probably. Because
I won't be against it.
It won't be a returning Kyle O'Reilly because he's injured. I believe he has a neck injury, so I believe he's out for a minute. I know Adam Cole is still injured. I missed the Chugs, but yeah, he's still injured. He's all this drama in backstage in AEW. He's on Twitch just chilling. Let me see. I don't know. I know it ain't Nigel McGuinness because I know he's still injured. He had to retire.
Well, dang, like all these injuries.
Well, his injuries was like years ago, so he's been a commentator ever since. So,
okay.
But I'm like, I don't know anyone who's still Homicide. He was in Ring of Honor. He's a Ring of Honor World Champion. For those of you who are familiar with LAX, if they want to throw him a bone, give it to him. Shit. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. But next up, we move on to the AEW World Tag Team Championship #1 contender match. The three-way world champion, I like to call them because they're the AAA, Ring of Honor, and New Japan World Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. FTR, Catchwell and Dax Harwood versus Swerving on Glory. Austin and Colton Gunn were sitting front row mocking FTR. That got a little laugh out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was kind of funny. Honestly, this is one of those matches I would tell you to go check out for yourself. If you recorded it, watch the full match. If you don't want to sit through a full match with the commercials, check it out on YouTube. It was actually a solid match that I would like. It got a "This is awesome" chant, and even though that "This is awesome" chant is played the fuck out, I actually agree with the crowd. Like that this was great. The ending came where Swerve hit Dax with a low blow while the ref had his attention turned, which is not a shocker because referees in AEW are blind as fuck. The Guns held back Cash while Keith Lee finished off Dax with the, I guess he doesn't call it the Big Bang Catastrophe anymore, but his version of the jackhammer into a slam. He picked up the win. So it'll be the Acclaim versus Swerve and Glory in the rubber match. So the Acclaim, the Swerve and Glory won, the Acclaim won, and now it's gonna be the rubber match on down the line. The Acclaim sprinted down to even up the odds for FTR because they was getting attacked by the Guns, and there's that. So we're getting Swerve and Not Glory versus the Acclaim one more time. Scissor me, daddy ass. That is a whole gimmick. I wouldn't say that shit in public, but there's that. Like, I don't care what anybody say. I am
like,
not.
Hello, like what? What'd you say?
If someone come to me and say, "Scissor me, Gresh," That's it.
You think this funny, don't you?
You getting crickets.
You think that junk funny, huh?
You're getting crickets. And my camera just glitched. It's all good.
The camera said, "Yep, you know what time it is." I already know.
Yeah, so when we get that match, it'll be I enjoy it as always. Next up, we will be talking about Renee Paquette was backstage with Saraya and Britt Baker for some reason uninterrupted. She interrupted this entire thing, and I'm like, okay. And Britt was like, you don't even not Britt, Saraya was like, you don't even know why I'm here. And I'm like,
Dang.
and I'm like, yeah, can you let her tell us why she's here? And they just didn't want to tell us. So I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever.
That is so funny.
You
don't even know why you here.
She's like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like she like Saraya was trying to tell everybody why she's there or whatever. And Britt was just not letting her have it. And I'm like, all right. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for messing with this segment. And then Renee Paquette was like, hey, shut up. She had to use her mom voice. She was like, hey, stop. Damn. What is wrong with you?
All right. Like, y'all not finna fight on this show. Not today. we gonna settle this right now. Was it still like, as far as the women division go, was it still like the same old?
Pretty much. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pretty much. It was pretty much the same old. It didn't make a lick of difference. I mean, it was good. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Thunder. Not Thunder. What's it called? Riho and Jamie Hayter was actually pretty good for what it was, but for some reason, it's like it still felt the same.
Okay.
As far as like what they're going for, as far as the women's division, so it didn't really make a lick of difference to me, if that makes sense. But next up, we talk about next up, Renee Paquette was not done. She was literally she legitimately was all right. She was literally a busybody because she was next up to interview the one and only MJF. So she was a busybody. She interviewed MJF, and MJF during this entire segment was just messing with Renee like crazy. She was like, he literally had me dying. He had me dying because he legitimately mocked Jon Moxley, because she was like, should Jon Moxley retain tonight, which we all know he wasn't losing that belt. But they they had to give Penta a fighting chance, even though we knew. But yeah, he said, should Jon Moxley retain tonight, you'll be facing him at Full Gear. How do you feel about that? Listen, Renee, with all due respect, and I do mean with all due respect, when I think about Jonathan, only one word comes to mind: mid. Last week, when I said I was going to earn it, I meant what I said. I may have gotten carried away when I said I was going to wrestle the whole thing clean. I mean, come on. I'm still MJF. When Regal said he used his brass knuckles because he wanted to, not because he wanted to, alluding to my Dynamite Diamond ring. So I promise I will not use my Dynamite Diamond ring at Full Gear because I don't need it. I only need a grudge, and I'm chock full of them. And come November 19th, I ain't fighting Regal. I ain't fighting Monster. I ain't fighting Penta. I am fighting every single scumbag who said I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough, and I'm going to take this chip on my shoulder and shove it down each and every one of their throats when I become the AEW World Champion.
Dang.
Stokely Hathaway then surprisingly interrupted MJF. Max, I get it. You want Mox at 100% at full gear, and we won't lay a hand on him. MJF hit the microphone out of Hathaway's hand, and MJF said, if Moxley gets past Penta tonight, I need him at 110% at full gear. You don't look at him or touch him, or you're fired. And then that was an intense match. I actually, not match, segment. I actually enjoyed that entire segment. Moxley, I think they inadvertently made MJF a babyface here, even though, because the crowd was literally 100% behind him. It was crazy. And then basketball was on because I was not about to watch this match. Bryan Danielson defeated Sammy Guevara. That's all I got.
That was it for me.
Like soon as I heard Sammy Guevara, nope. I literally changed the channel. Nope. I say not today. We are not doing this. We are not doing this today.
Man.
I'm like, we are not doing this today. We are not doing this today. You can kiss my ass.
Man.
That's literally like, I'm like, no, we're not doing this. And when I came back, when I actually turned it back after that, I forgot who was playing because I literally was doing anything else during this match. I believe Bryan Danielson choked out Sammy Guevara, so because he applied the triangle, and the referee stopped the match. Then we had the match. We had a lot of stuff in between, but then we had the next match: Rio versus Jamie Hayter. I'm mad that they made me choose, but there's that. I was mad as hell that they made me choose. It was like, oh, you got to choose between Jamie Hayter and Rio, and I'm like, suck my dick. Why do I have to choose? Why do I have to choose between the two of you? Like, come on. Like, why? Just like I'm still trying to figure out my camera, why my camera is not working. But anyway, why do I have to choose? Riho actually lost because I believe Jamie Hayter booted Riho with a big kick and then blasted Riho with the ripcord lariat to pick up the win. After the match, interim AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm came out and stood on top of the stage holding her belt. Literally, I'm like, this is literally a cutscene from WWE games.
He said cutscene.
That's literally what it was. I'm like, this is legitimately a cutscene right now. It was hilarious. I'm like, this is a cutscene right now. Hold on now. Like, cause she didn't do nothing. She literally just stood out there in the middle of the ring doing nothing. And I'm like, huh. Okay. So Renee Paquette was literally interviewing everybody. She was literally getting her money's worth. Tony Khan was like, I'm getting my money's worth with you. You gonna interview every goddamn body available.
Anybody you see, go ahead. Go.
Interview. So she interviewed Eddie Kingston, and I'm guessing he didn't really say much. He basically said he don't understand why everybody worked. He was so sweet to Renee because he's best friends with Mox. And Renee was just like, all right, man, what's up with you?
You know,
she was in full mama.
Great, but
she was in full mama mode.
You okay?
She was in full mama mode all night, and it was hilarious to see. Renee just added so much to AEW. It's insane. And then we had the main event for the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship. I am not going to lie to you. I barely paid attention to this match. It's like, this is the case where I was talking about, where it's like this episode of AEW, I was in and out. And that's on me. That's my bad. That's on me. That's my fault.
It's my bad.
That's my bad. That's my bad. Like I'm sounding like R-Truth. That's my bad. This was on me. My apologies because I was just not. But it was John Moxley versus Penta El Zero Miedo for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I probably have to watch this match again to see if I care about it the second time. But the first time I just didn't really pay too much attention to it. What was more interesting was what happened after the match, because obviously John Moxley retained the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So basically after the match, W. Morrissey and the Firm hit the ring after the match. They basically ignored MJF's orders from earlier in the evening. They ambushed Moxley. Backstage, the Blackpool Combat Club, they've been locked in their dressing room, so I'm pretty sure the Firm locked them. It was a very well calculated assault.
Dang.
And then Moxley tried to fight back, but the numbers were too great. A conflicted MJF walked to the ramp. He was like, but then he walked back. But then he ran down to the ring and shoved the Firm away from Moxley. MJF fired Stokely and the Firm. When MJF turned around, Ethan Page hit MJF with a boot to the face. So that man literally, so the entire Firm just took out their vengeance and their frustrations on MJF for being fired. Ethan Page sent MJF crashing to the mat with the Eagle's Edge. And then they choke slammed him through. Legitimately, they literally choke slammed him. Well, before that, everybody just went in on this man. Stokely was just having a ball. And then MJF was choke slammed through the ringside area table. And then that's how they ended AEW Dynamite. It was literally Excalibur saying neither the champion nor the challenger will walk into full gear at 100%. Now, this begs the question: do you think it's smart for them to turn MJF? Well, let's just be real, face, because he's been so good as a heel. Do you think this is the way that you should see is this the way that you envisioned them going with this?
No.
Because keep in mind, the original plan was probably him versus CM Punk to wrap up their feud, but then the whole thing with Punk happened, so that can happen. So they went into plan B. What can we do? MJF is over with the fans, even though he's a heel. They want to see him win the World Heavyweight Championship, because as much as I love John Moxley, I want to see this man win the World Heavyweight Championship, if I'm being real with you. So
I won't be against it. It's just I never expected that, though, honestly.
You never expected him to be this over as a face?
Yeah.
Or not even over as a face.
Really just to switch up like that, just to face like that, just to go in that direction. I never would expect that. I didn't really expect it like that. But I'm not opposed to it though. Like if he wins, I'm cool. Like I have no what's the word I'm looking for? I have no
hostility towards it.
Yeah, like no bad blood towards it, no hostility, no whatsoever. It's cool with me. Like I'm all right.
Okay. Yeah, but so basically that was how it ended. I'm intrigued with what they're gonna do going forward. That literally got my interest at the end. Like I said, AEW, the good balanced the bad to me. So it wasn't you won't hear me on here saying this is the best AEW Dynamite episode I've seen of all time. No, not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen. But I will say that it got me back intrigued, because it was a few times where I wanted to just tap out, because it was just like, okay, this happened. But the bright spots of AEW for me is MJF and what they're doing with him, as well as you have a little bit of my attention with what they're doing with Saraya, because because this will be her first feud since, I'm guessing, she's out of retirement officially, because she's been medically cleared to compete. So there's that. Other than that, it's and then obviously Swerve in Our Glory, the acclaim, like I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. The Acclaim, I hated the group when they first were a thing. I thought the whole rap gimmick was cheesy, but they've won me over. They've warmed this cold little heart that I have. So I appreciate the Acclaim. So everyone loves the Acclaim, legitimately. And that's all I really have for AEW. Like it was another solid. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest thing. So like I told you, since you didn't check it out, any of them this week, check out Swerve and Glory versus the Acclaim. Well, not the Acclaim, FTR. That's probably the match I would tell you to check out. In my opinion, I mean, some people probably tell you to check out the Riho and Jamie Hayter match because that match was that was a good match as well. So it's a few those are the two matches I would say check out. And as far as like moments, check out that main event. As far as with the whole turn and whatnot. Let me pull up my notes because so many technical difficulties that you guys did not see. So I have to pull up my notes again to get where we are going. It happens. It happens. But we're gonna stick a little bit to AEW. What the dog doing? Because reportedly CM Punk's dog Larry was hit during the brawl between the Elite and himself and his camp. Because Ace Steel is gone. His trainer and coach and one of the producers, he's fired. But apparently it was reported that Larry was hit. So on one end, if they lying about the dog getting hit, I'm gonna laugh. Because you pulled the sympathy card. Because let's be real, we don't. One thing the human society nowadays don't play about is food and they dogs.
Yep.
And I got a cousin dog. Like my cousin has a dog, so I call him cousin dog. That I dog sit from time to time.
I like that now. That's not crazy. Like
I don't play about that dog.
I do not play about dogs. Like for some odd reason, like I definitely don't play about my food. But if it's a dog and it belongs to me, I am a whole nother different animal. Like I become a straight up parent. Like for real. Like
Larry the dog was hitting.
That's my child.
Larry the dog got hit and Ace still bit Kenny Omega like a dog. So much drama going on. Hopefully you get it cleared up because apparently the Elite is on their way back because they aired a promo. It was like a reverse, like a Thanos snap where they were snapping him out of existence. So I don't know what they're going to go with this, but they haven't mentioned the Elite on TV up until last week and this week. So I wouldn't be surprised that if all this is getting blown over, CM Punk is on his way out the door, or he might still be around. I don't know, but hopefully we can see them back because I'm not the biggest Young Bucks advocate, and I'm not the biggest Kenny Omega advocate, but you can tell that show has been missing their presence. So hopefully, as time heals all wounds, hopefully, apparently, they get everything sorted so that it won't be too much of a hassle. But what the dog doing, man? If y'all hit the dog, shame on you. If you didn't hit the dog and you just using that as sympathy, fuck you. And last bit of AEW news, apparently Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker still got beef because remember, Thunder Rosa is still the AEW Women's World Champion, not the interim. That is Toni Storm. So she is still there, apparently. So I think Britt Baker did like an interview on Swerve Strickland's podcast. And obviously people took the interview out of context because it's social media. Reading comprehension doesn't exist when it comes to these people. But I'm gonna pull up the a clip of the interview right quick. But let me see. A lot of my shit got logged out. So all right. Britt Baker commented on her backstage heat with Thunder Rosa, and in light of a new tweet, Thunder Rosa has seemingly responded. Previously, it was reported that there was some backstage heat between Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter. The heat seemed to intensify following Rosa's hiatus from AEW while she continues to recover from a back injury that saw her step down from defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Toni Storm at AEW All Out. While speaking to Swerve Strickland on the Swerve City podcast, Baker made a point of saying that she had not missed any televised appearances despite having to deal with multiple injuries. Britt Baker said, and I quote, "I never missed any episodes of TV with everything like broken bones and injury. I'm just saying, what bone have I not broken at this point? My leg, my nose twice now, my wrist, the concussion, and I was at work every week because that is where I wanted to be. I had my nose surgery on a Monday, Dynamite was on a Wednesday, and I was there cutting a promo because I wanted to be. Tony Khan is the most caring and wonderful guy, but I was like, this is an opportunity. I'm going to have a black eye. I'm sick in the head and thought I'm going to look cool. When asked about Rosa directly, Baker confirmed that the two do not get along, but thought the tension added to in-ring dynamics. Baker continued, it is kind of like the Batman and Joker. Like one needs the other up for the success story to happen. We don't like it. We don't like each other. There's always tension, but that tension makes good TV. So I think it's still my division. Thunder Rosa posted to her Twitter on October 27th saying simply, I thank y'all for the support. I know where I stand, with her initials. It is not confirmed what exactly this tweet is referring to, but many fans have taken it as a response to Britt Baker's comments. Recently, Thunder Rosa shared an update with Busted Open Radio and said that, well, before we get to that part, did you, when I read that part with the interview with Swerve, did you take that as her burying anybody?
No.
Or was it just her being real? Like saying, hey, we got beef. We don't like each other, but we're here to do business.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, see, they'll let you know. That's just self-explanatory. Like, if y'all, it's like, yeah, we don't like each other, but, we got to work, so.
It's the wrestling business. Like, bro, everybody's not going to be
Everybody finna be buddy, right? Like, that's even, like, in the real world. Like, everybody ain't finna be your friend
I'm
like
not
that.
friends with everybody at my job. I'm only I'm cool with management, and I'm cool with people who I operate shows with. You don't see me out here running up everybody up and down saying, "Hey, let's hang out." Like,
Hold on.
it's business. But you have to explain shit to wrestling fans because everybody takes shit out of context for some clicks and likes and retweets. So, but because you had Swerve actually put on his Twitter account, he said full context, and the later part that I read was the full context. It's kind of like the Batman and the Joker. Like no one needs the other for the success story to happen. We don't like each other.
Right.
There's always tension, but that tension makes good TV. It makes good TV. The best feuds are the best feuds that people legitimately don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty sure they probably like each other now because they're long retired. I'm pretty sure there was a moment that The Rock and Stone Cold didn't like each other. Pretty sure there was a moment where The Rock and Triple H didn't like each other at all. The Rock and Shawn Michaels didn't have a singles match because The Rock legitimately didn't like Shawn Michaels. It's a lot of, it's like, bro, that's the wrestling business. It's literally testosterones are at a high. Emotions are at a high. Let's be real.
Yup.
So it is what it is. Recently, Thunder Rosa shared an update with Busted Open Radio and said that she was continuing to work through the recovery process and hope to be well enough to make an in-ring return in January 2023. There's no exact date, but January 2023, she hopes to be back after the holidays, basically. Rosa also addressed comments made by the interim AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm, where Storm said she was looking to drop the interim status from her title soon, and there's no date has been set for Thunder Rosa's return, but Tony Khan has confirmed that when she does, there will be a match between Rosa and Toni Storm to unify the title, providing Storm is still the interim champion at that point. Also, during that conversation with Swerve, Britt Baker also called out what she called a toxic locker room behavior, but was careful to not name any names. So let's be honest with you. Hopefully they get that shit together as far as backstage is concerned. And as far as this thing with Toni Storm and Britt Baker, it is what it is. It's like there's so much you can do, and there's no reason to lose your shit over this. It's a dog eat dog world. It's a professional wrestling business. Like, if I would rather go out there and kill it with people who I don't like than to just go kiss ass with and then have a mediocre match with people who I do like. See what I'm saying? Like, the best matches or the best feuds are always people who legitimately can't stand each other.
Mm-hmm. But they get the work done.
They get the work done. You get beef. You get big meaty men smacking meat. You get a whole bunch of good stuff. So it's not the end of the world when it comes to that. But y'all just chill and do what you do. Before we move on to no, never mind. Let's move on. NXT Halloween Havoc. Did you watch that?
No, for this year, no.
That was on Saturday. What did you watch? Is my question at this point. In
honestly, Cause I'm be real, like the only thing I really was catching up on was pretty much SmackDown, and then I did watch my House of the Dragon. I
All
catched up on
right.
that.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's about
So
it.
Halloween Havoc. I believe I won the review or
Yeah, I
the
saw the Twitter
preview.
though. So yeah, like you
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, I think I won that one. It was solid for what it was. LeBron Breaker retained the NXT championship. Uh Julius Creed defeated Damon Kemp to keep his brother employed. Soon as I saw that if Julius loses, his brother is fired, I'm like, yeah, he won it. And then we got some black excellence. Wesley won the NXT North American Championship. We both picked Carmelo Hayes, but our boy Wesley picked up the dub. Shout out Wesley because he honestly he deserves it. And I believe Roxanne Perez defeated Cora Jade in a basically a no DQ match, no holds barred match. And then we had Apollo Crews win whatever the hell this was, the casket match. If you watch Halloween Havoc at some point this week, which if you do, cool. If you don't, whatever. This match will literally have you confused because I didn't know what the fuck was going on at all. It was all over the place, but Apollo Crews won that match. So there's that. And I believe, am I missing a match? I believe that's all the matches. Oh, Quincy Elliott was a glizzy. Oh, I'm sorry. He was a banana.
Oh,
It was him and Shotzi. And well, at first he was whatever that is. Look up. It was whatever that is.
I'm
I
done.
have I have no idea what that is. What is
What
what was
you're supposed to be the Joker?
no? Oh yeah, Shotzi's supposed to be Joker. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to. I couldn't even put.
Jack Frost.
Is he? Is he Jack
Jack
Frost
Frost don't even wear black. First of all, the
or is
hair
that
is on point, but the outfit, no.
Einstein?
It's probably Einstein.
I,
I don't know.
I was confused this
Listen,
entire time watching it, and yeah, obviously he came out as a banana. Apparently, Booker T got some heat for him being disgusted with Quincy Elliott because he, Vic Joseph said he coming out here to, I guess, to fulfill people's juices and all that stuff, and Booker said he ain't fulfilling everybody's juices.
like,
I
no,
didn't, and people,
like dang.
you already know how social media is. It's like they be like, I I didn't read it. I didn't feel it like it came off as him being homophobic, but that's just my point of view. Um, some people obviously took it as him being homophobic because obviously, for those of you who don't know, Quincy Elliott is gay and he's openly gay. But I I didn't. It didn't come off. It's just like he just wasn't a fan, and I believe he explained on his Hall of Fame podcast that that's literally what it is. He's like, he's not giving me a reason to hype him up, and that's cool. That's just how it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Other than that, NXT Halloween Havoc was it was basically a glorified NXT episode on a Saturday.
It's an NXT episode.
And NXT, I didn't really pay too much attention to it because obviously it was on my birthday, so I was doing the birthday stream. So if you guys want to see my live reactions of NXT, you can just watch that stream back because
I just saw the little highlight of Simone.
yeah,
Like that.
nice little segue. Simone Johnson, let it rain. Ava Raine, aka Simone Johnson, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's daughter, made her official NXT WWE debut. She is officially a part of, I believe their name is the Schism. I think that's their name. I kept confusing it with the Skeeters for some reason. So I apologize. But yeah, I was like, she made. I actually, if you look back, because I'm pretty sure you probably will see it on YouTube or something. But if you listen to her promo, it was actually pretty solid. Like, I'm not like I said, like, good for her. Congratulations to Simone, Ava Raine on making her official TV debut. But I still don't care about the schism.
Mhm.
I tried. I tried. But it's like no disrespect to Joe Gacy, because if you watch that birthday stream that I did, we was watching or I was watching old CCW matches, and he was actually on that show, pretty with the pretty similar gimmick with the whole face mask and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, so this is basically his idea. I just I if you guys are enjoying it, cool. I'm just not one of them. And that's okay. Like that's the beauty of having different opinions, because some people actually enjoyed that casket match between Apollo Crews and Stephen Amell. I mean, Grayson Waller. Sorry, uh, I didn't.
Mm,
I did not, because I couldn't comprehend anything that was going on. It was slow. It was methodical to me. It was boring. Some people enjoyed it. It was different, and that is completely okay. That is called being having different opinions. If you don't have a different opinion in anything, the world is boring. We're all meant to have different opinions and different point of views. That's the reason why we all exist the way that we do. If we all agreed and lived the same way, life wouldn't evolve and we would all be stuck being boring.
Right.
That's just how it is. But as far as with Ava Raine making her debut, I don't see that her being in this group that long. I see this is a way to get her feet wet, because a lot of people, and I say this with all due respect, but I feel like a lot of people need to take a chill pill when it comes to NXT, because they expect this to be the old black and gold NXT. This is back to developmental. This
Mhm.
is this is literally, yeah, they're on network TV, and I'm pretty sure at some point I wouldn't be surprised if they're back on Peacock, a Peacock exclusive show on down the line. But it's basically developmental. You're
They
going
just
to
get
get
their foot in the door.
they're getting their most of
Like,
these people are green as hell. Most of these people need, that's why you see them interchanging with main roster talent that come down to wrestle with them.
huh?
That's why you saw your Shinsuke Nakamura's and you saw your Shotzi's and all these people appearing on NXT. It's just how it is. Like, they're meant to legitimately help the future. They're not. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be black and gold. Black and gold is dead. It is white and gold now. It's white and yellow.
It
Really,
is. They done changed the color and
it's
everything.
not. It's not NXT 2.0, but it's back to NXT. You got gold back in the logo, but it's literally just it's the same old, same old. But once again, kudos to Simone Ava Raine on making her NXT WWE debut. Wishing her well. Hopefully, it is a success, because I don't want to see nobody bomb. I don't want. And
Right.
for those of you who don't know, she is WWE's first fourth generation wrestler. For those of you who like to say, well, Shane McMahon is WWE's fourth generation promoter.
Uh-huh.
Promoter. Vince Sr. did not take a bump.
Nope.
He was legitimately just a promoter. Vince McMahon, a bump. But that means he's the first. And that
Uh-huh.
means Shane and Stephanie are second,
Uh-huh.
because nobody else before them took bumps.
Uh-huh.
So let this woman be great. You ain't gotta like, oh, but no, Shane. No, bitch. Do your research. Simone is the first fourth.
Uh-huh.
Randy The Rock is the first third. Randy Orton's the first third. I mean, no. So The Rock is the first third. Randy Orton is the second third generation. And then, so for those who like to say, but the Usos, Rikishi's parents were civilians.
Uh-huh.
So Rikishi is the first generation. The
Uh-huh.
Usos is the second.
Uh-huh.
And their entire generation that came up with them is second.
Huh?
And Solo, I believe he's second too, because they're still technically in the same generation, even though he's the younger brother. So they're all second. Let her live. Let her win. She's the first fourth. Hopefully she is a success. I wish everybody well, because I'll be watching. Like, I don't care about the group that she's a part of, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
act
just
like
want to watch her at this point because I know eventually she's gonna get pushed and end up being solo.
yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully. Like, this, I don't see this being too much of a long. And also, The Rock, hey, if you need a reason to come back to WWE, your daughter's in a cult. And also, side note, shout out to R-Truth for making sporadic appearances on both Raw and SmackDown. Love R-Truth. This man thought it was Halloween Havoc on Tuesday. and, and it was like, nah, bro, that was Saturday. He's like, oh shit, my bad.
He always do that. When he do that, that junk is so funny to me.
It is
Especially like when
hilarious.
he be coming out and they was like, I think it was Roman and Dean Ambrose or somebody that was in the ring. He was like, "What you doing?" Like he's like, "Oh my bad." It's like, dang, what are you doing? His music started playing and everybody thinking he was finna fight. But I was like, "What?" Like,
Hey, what do you? You're not even in the match. He's like, oh,
I wasn't supposed to be here. No, like,
oh,
oh my bad. Y'all be
my
good.
bad.
Good people.
Y'all be good. That was on me.
That
My
was
bad.
good, though. Like that was funny. I was like, I loved it. Like,
My bad. That was on me.
oh man,
That was on me. My apologies. Before we move on to talk about SmackDown last week briefly, Mandy Rose is now officially bypassed 1 year as NXT Women's Champion. What are your thoughts on this reign as for Mandy Rose?
it's cool. It's all right. I'm ready to see somebody else.
Yeah.
I think they still gonna probably prolong it some more. Like you know how NXT is.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Who do you think will take it off her? Because I feel like she's beating everybody.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like they ain't gonna really take it off her anytime soon right now, cause she beating everybody.
She's beating everybody there is to beat. So it's like, all right.
Like what can you do? So
Yeah,
at this point, might as well let her have it.
All right, let's get a little bit raw. Pause, but let's get a little bit raw. Talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts? It didn't really feel like a big deal of a Raw to me. Dominic Mysterio continued to sound like a toddler.
Okay, so we still that. So I really ain't missed nothing then.
Nah, you ain't miss nothing. He was like he's he said he's this generation's Eddie Guerrero. And he said no.
Stop.
And then he said, no, correction. Eddie Guerrero was that generation's Dominic Mysterio. And I looked at him, I said, and I looked at him, I said, whoa. You got too much dip on your chest. Huh? Nah. No, sir.
Where you get that from?
I'm guessing he because he's a heel, so I'm guessing that's the thing
Stop
that they're going
lying.
for.
Stop lying.
And then someone said, nah, let him cook. I ain't letting that nigga cook nothing. I don't
Hello?
eat you saw that I don't eat unseasoned steak. What makes you think I want to eat unseasoned wrestling?
You
You got too much dip on your chip. Huh?
he playing. He done got beside himself quick. He think it's funny. He think it's sweet. I just need one episode where you got that like that where that dad he just go into straight dad mode. Like no wrestling mode, no, just straight up dad mode and just take a belt and just wear him out. Cause at this point right now, that's where we gonna start to have to head to. Cause this little joker out of control. Like you gonna have to handle that. Get your child.
In other words,
So stupid.
Like you think this is funny, huh?
You think you him, ain't you? Don't you? You think you him? You think you Himothy? You ain't shit. But and then people like let him cook. Let him. No, let him. No, I ain't letting him cook shit.
Think this is funny.
This dude is not. I'm like, I want to care. I just don't. But speaking of Karen, Rhea Ripley though, Mommy got
I
a
heard
little
she slammed somebody. I heard she slammed Luke Gallows or somebody like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
With
What?
ease. She did not. She did not struggle. She did not hesitate. She just
She
said,
slammed him. I was
boom.
like, what? And I literally like watched the highlight clip just for fun. Like I was like, dang, like
She did not. She did not. She did not struggle. She did not.
whoa.
Man. Judgment Day, like I said, the presentation is cool. They're leaning away from the, I guess you can say, the medieval or whatever the version that Edge had going on to basically pirates. Because you got Finn Balor out here trying to be a hip hop pirate. You got Dominic being a kid who's way in over his head, talking about he's Eddie Guerrero when he's more like Kerwin White. And then you have Damian Priest being as cool as he can be, and Rhea Ripley just being a badass. So there's that. Judgment Day, I like they're growing on. It's like they growing on me, but I need them to feud with other people. I feel like they've been feuding with the same people. At some point, y'all need to feud with other people because they had a line. During their promo, they had a line that said, "We run Monday Night Raw." You could have fooled me because I feel like y'all been running through the same people. If it ain't Rey Mysterio, it's Edge. If it ain't Edge, it's AJ Styles. If it ain't AJ Styles, it's the OC. It's the same people. I need y'all to feud. I need Rhea. Weren't you supposed to have a women's title match at some point before you got injured? It was supposed to be you versus Bianca at Money in the Bank.
Man, please.
Can we run that back? Can we run that back? At least it'll be somebody different.
Playing.
Can Finn Balor and Damian Priest go after the tag team titles? Can Dominic Mysterio go back to NXT? So much that we need to change with Judgment Day because I feel like y'all been wrestling the same people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Man,
that's that. And then the other highlight of this episode, besides our truth and Johnny Gargano, because that was hilarious. Because they went in on Johnny Gargano told JBL, he said, "What's up, MC Hammer Pants?" So Johnny Gargano saw my tweet. Because I said MC, I said, bro, this dude got on them MC Hammer Pants.
Dang.
Stop. Hammer time.
He was not playing. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna use that." You just made my day.
But yeah, other than that, it wasn't really too much to talk about on Raw, aside from the return of one Nikki Cross, an insane return, if you will, because it was Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a rematch. I don't understand why, because their feud should have ended at Extreme Rules in the ladder match. But they had that. I already knew it wasn't going to be a clean finish. It was going to either be shenanigans or no contest. So it was shenanigans. So Damage Control kept getting involved, and then out of nowhere, legitimately, you saw a woman just crossbody everybody, including the referee, at one time. And I didn't. It was so quick that I was like, "Wait, who was that?" And then when she got in the ring, I was like, "That's Nikki Cross." So she took out Bianca, and Bayley picked up the win because Nikki took out Bianca. And then right after that, Nikki went in on Bayley. So Nikki is attacking everyone. So this is literally insane. Nikki Cross. They didn't say Nikki ASH, they said Nikki Cross. So she's back being Nikki Cross. And shout out to Nikki Cross though, because I know the superhero gimmick was literally her idea. She came up with it. It just didn't work. There's no other way to put it.
I knew that wasn't gonna work anyway. So
it's like it didn't work. Like if this was the 80s, like the Hulk Hogan era, maybe, because it was full of cheesy gimmicks. But it's 20 at the time it was 2021. People, it's like I could only suspend my disbelief. I could only suspend my disbelief so much before I'd be like, all right, this is stupid. And it wasn't the fact that it's more so like you can tell that they didn't know what to do with her as a superhero. It was literally just her being cheesy. And then they turned her heel.
Like, let's make it funny.
They turned her heel as the superhero, and it still didn't work. So it was like, maybe y'all need to just go back to the drawing board on this. So obviously they did. She is back to being Nikki Cross, and if you look on their Instagram, they actually had her like laughing. So it's only so that's gonna be an interesting situation going forward. But that was pretty much all I have on Raw. And let me check my notes and make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's talk a little bit about SmackDown. What did you catch about SmackDown last week?
Besides having the Usos and when Solo Sikoa ended up going against Sheamus, which wasn't really a bad match, but and besides Logan Paul, Liberty Self. Other than that, I caught Bray Wyatt's promo.
You mean Pastor Bray Wyatt?
Pastor Bray
Wyatt. I swear that man. As soon as I heard
Bray Wyatt.
Pastor Bray Wyatt. Pastor Bray Wyatt.
Why?
Because if you listen to that song,
church.
if you listen to that song that he was cutting the promo in the background, it started off like sound like an organ, a church organ. I'm like, I feel like that man was about this. I feel like he was moments away of saying, "Now that all hearts and minds are clear, the doors of the church are now open."
He was not playing.
If you need a home to call, you can call. If you need someone to love on you,
not the
you can call. If you need a church to call home,
I am done.
Call. If you need someone, you need a shoulder to cry on, you can come. You can come to us. Come home. Come home, my child. Come home. The doors are open for you to make a few mistakes, but he will forgive you. And
that's messed up. That is so funny to me. Like, I kid you not. That is like the funniest thing ever. I heard that organ. I was like,
but then obviously they switched it to his actual theme song, his new theme song. So
I still liked him though.
I like the promo. I was just that's the thing what people need to understand. I make jokes about everybody I like. I make jokes about Roman Reigns because remember he still says smashing people.
I still make jokes about Roman Reigns, and that's my boy, especially that stanky leg. That's my junk. I don't care what nobody say. Yo, the next time I see that picture is going on a shirt. Like I'm not saying. And if he see me wearing it, I'm like, yeah, that's you. You know what you was doing.
Then that Braun Strowman and Omos face to face.
Man,
why did he make that stance though? Like,
oh gosh, we get it. You are taller than him.
No, the sad thing is though, he squatted down to get in his face, and he was still taller than him. But then I'm like, that dude had an awkward pause. He was like, "Stop, hammer time." Oh. It was literally a whole hammer time gimmick because that dude was literally stopping. And I'm like, he squatted down. Like, if you look at my Twitter and you search Omos, you'll literally see what I'm talking about. I literally put the whole song on the back of it because I'm like, bro, this dude is literally, it was crazy. And obviously, did you see Liv Morgan on Chucky?
Yes, I did. I saw this too.
And yeah, she's going crazy. She's going crazy after losing the women's title, and she got killed by Chucky. She's living the dream.
Okay, girl.
She is living the dream.
She is though, for real. She is.
What are your thoughts on the potential? In 2 weeks, we get the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Rey Mysterio. What do you think about the potential of seeing Rey Mysterio get sent to the Shadow Realm, yeet it back, and then sent right back? You think it's gonna be a good? I feel like they've made Gunther feel like a big deal because let's be
Yeah,
real,
yeah,
Roman ain't been there.
they
Roman ain't
have.
been there, so
Yep,
he's basically
you
a
right,
world champion
you
without
right,
being a world champion.
you right. So I will give you that. I will give you that. However, I
Okay.
won't. I won't be opposed to it.
Or Ray win.
I mean, if he do win, I'll still be happy either way. But I'm just saying, like I won't be opposed to any of it. I would love to see the match though. I still would in a way, but I won't be opposed if Ray win it. I won't.
Hmm.
I won't. But even if Gunther wins, I won't have no problem. I still won't have a problem.
And when you can't pronounce this man's name, just call him Gunner.
Gunther. Gunther.
Gunther. And shout out,
I like them
shout
though.
out
Like
Samantha. Shout
they
out
doing pretty
Samantha.
great.
Is this Samantha? Savannah? Ricochet's girlfriend, the
I was
ring
gonna
announcer.
say I was gonna say if it's a SAMANTHA, it's
I
Samantha.
think it's Samantha. Samantha, she be pronouncing Gunther. She be like, the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Ludwig Kaiser.
Hey, she be doing good though, for real. Like man, the voices
She be
is
switching it up. I'm
great.
like, I haven't heard a female ring announcer that good since Lillian Garcia. I mean, shout out JoJo, because I mean, when she was there before Bray knocked her up and married her, uh, he was good too. So shout out Samantha Arving, or AKA Mrs. Ricochet, on her killing it. So we
Mhm.
do that. And then the last thing you mentioned, Logan Paul, he knocked out your boy.
Oh
He knocked
yeah,
out
I saw
he,
that too. I
he
said,
knocked
"Oh,
out Uzi.
what?" And I said, "Woo." I
He
said, "Now, come on, y'all. If he do that, we gonna have problems."
he knocked out Uzi. He ignored Roman Reigns' order to not interact with Logan Paul.
But you know,
And
Jay hard headed.
that is going to lead to
Jay
next week
hard
when
headed.
that's going to lead to next week when Roman Reigns makes his
Hmm.
return. They're going to be on FS1 and not on Fox, because I believe it's a game or something that's going on Fox, or it could
Okay.
be a debate. I don't know. I don't really watch
Which
Fox
is
like that.
tomorrow.
Yeah, so Roman is going to be back, and he's going to probably whoop Jay's ass for defying him.
Most likely.
So next time, follow orders,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't
You won't
get
be touched.
you won't get you won't get hurt. You won't get hurt. And I believe that is all we have as far as wrestling is related, or as far as like anything that I have on my notes. And with that being said, all right, this is the part where we talk about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, aka we are getting unleashed on the house, at least for the final time for about 2 years. It was this past Sunday, it was the official season finale of House of the Dragon. If you haven't watched it at this point, it's your fault, and if you haven't watched it at this point, don't do it, because we don't want you to get sucked into this universe. I've seen the original series, and I got sucked into this universe once again, because yeah, so we're basically about to get a civil war next season,
Yeah. Yes, we
because
are.
we had a major death. Well, not even a major death. Oh, in a way,
Well,
yeah.
it's two. Yeah, it's two
Yeah.
major deaths actually.
Who's the?
Because the beginning, the baby
Oh
dies.
yeah. So apparently
So you lost one child and then you lose another.
See, this is where they started differentiating from the books, because if you look at the books, I believe all of Rhaenyra's children were born successfully,
Uh-huh.
and spoiler, the oldest died first,
Yeah.
or in this one, the middle died first.
Yeah. I think the middle dies first. Mm-hmm.
Luke, rest in peace, Luke, and his baby dragon. So basically, it was basically setting it up, finishing up the okay. We had the team Green or the Greens. Their story was the last episode, and this was basically a sister episode. So it was basically continuing from last episode, and it was basically they basically acknowledged Rhaenyra as queen. So basically, it was a civil war for the throne officially begun. Rainy's
Yeah, 'cause they crowned her brother. They crowned one of her brothers.
They found they
On his
crowned they crowned Aegon the Second, the Conqueror,
Yeah.
as the king, and now she they crowned her as queen. So it's gonna be a fight for the throne, and more than likely this civil war is going to take up next season, and if they're renewed again, the third season. It's going to probably be the entire show of civil war. So, but all this for the throne. Fast forward a little bit, Rhaenyra actually in the show, she lost the baby she was born with, the girl. I believe it was supposed to be a daughter. So she lost the daughter. And because her blood pressure got too high because at the same time she found out her daddy died, and then
they just tell her daddy.
They just telling her daddy died, and
at the last minute.
And they stole her birthright.
And they stole her birthright. So you got stress on top of stress. Then the baby coming. That's more. So now you trying to relax.
That literally created the stress. That's the reason why she had the baby. Well, her water broke. It wasn't even water broke. She started bleeding. So yeah.
And you know what was crazy? When I saw that, I was like, oh God, I think she's gonna have a miscarriage. Cause that was my first thought. Like immediately, I said, "Well, the baby's gone," and then all of a sudden, she was like, "Well, no, like she was like, the baby's coming," but you know, it
was early. The baby wasn't finished developing yet, so it wasn't even
stillborn. I was like, "Oh, like man, you see?" I said, "Now we gotta deal with this."
So they basically coronated her during the baby's wedding. So because not wedding, funeral. So yeah, that was it went from that to that, and then I guess they started because everybody wanted war. Damon wanted war. He was like so because he had said the same thing I said. Because keep in mind, last episode, Rainy's literally had everybody at her mercy on her dragon.
For real.
She literally could have ended the entire.
Right, what Damon said. Damon was like, "So you could have just burned all of them, right?"
Like, what the fuck are you doing? He looked at her the same way.
Why? Like, what made you not burn them up? You had your chance right there.
You had the king, the self-proclaimed king. You had her daddy.
Everybody.
Literally everybody there. You could have just burnt. You literally could have just said Jakaris. You could have said Jakaris and been done. You literally could have just evaded an entire civil war.
We won't even have to get a season 2.
I would have been fine with that.
Like I would have been cool with it. That's why I was like, you had a chance right there. Like, come on. You messed it up. You had one job to do. Come on.
So that's one thing me and Damon can agree. Incest aside, me and him can agree on that shit.
Girl, like, what are you doing?
What was the purpose?
You done rolled in on a full-grown dragon, and you think I'm not gonna have to use it to burn everybody up in here? You think I'm riding this for fun? I said, "Dang, well."
And obviously, the sea snake survived his venture, so he's back. He found out his brother was killed by Damon, and because he basically committed treason by calling Rhaenyra a whore. Other than that, it was a pretty intense episode.
Like, I ain't gonna lie.
It was yeah, I did too. I was like, damn, y'all killing the too?
Right.
Yep. Damn, y'all
killing going for a second. I was like, dang, like,
damn, y'all killing the
one done cheated there. We had to fake his death. He gone. Then we got the other person. He is definitely dead. He ain't got no face. So, like, what other one that? I'm thinking, like, damn. Like,
but obviously he
showed up. I was like,
he showed up, and now basically they spent this entire episode declaring for Rhaenyra. So basically they pled their allegiance to Rhaenyra, and then obviously the sad part came where Luke and his brother was like, okay, let's deliver the messages, because they was going to deliver a message to, I guess, people who they feel like should be loyal to them, who basically was loyal to them from their fathers and all this stuff. They're gonna send ravens, but Jay said, why don't you just send us, because dragons fly faster. And I'm like, y'all about to die.
Right. I said, y'all know what y'all setting yourself up for. This is a different situation now. Pawpaw is dead.
Y'all not protected by your grandpa.
I'm not protected by granddaddy no more.
It's a whole different.
Boy, y'all don't have a clue.
So Luke traveled all the way there, and I looked so the camera pans to the left, and you saw this big ass dragon. That the dragon that was claimed by Amon, who's basically Damon spelled backwards. And I saw that, I was like, bro, get back on there and fly home. Yep. Fly home, little nigga. Fly home.
All right. Should have already been gone.
But then he proceeded to walk through. I'm like, oh my God, you're about to die. Then you saw him.
He said that, I already knew what was going on with him though. I was like, you know what? He gonna want that boy eye after all them years. I already know what's up. And that's your doggone nephew, but
wasn't he the one that cut him? Wasn't it him? It was him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I couldn't tell them apart for a split second. I couldn't tell which one did it. But yeah, it was him. So he said, I want your eye. He's like, I want your eye.
He ain't let that junk go.
And then the guy who he went to visit, he's like, first off, he said, now tell your mom to go fuck off. You're not giving me anything. So why would I pledge allegiance to her if you're not giving me anything? Mm-hmm. So Amon wanted his eye, and he's like, yeah, get out my house if you're gonna bleed, because I don't want you to bleed all over my floor. Mm-hmm. So they got out. He left. They cleared him out. It was a storm, so he probably shouldn't have left, because it was a fucking storm. But they left, and then all you saw over Luke and his dragon was this big ass dragon. Like, that little dragon probably took up a half an inch of his whole body. Not even a full half of his body. Like, dude, that wasn't even a dragon. That was a whole house. That dragon was big as fuck. Mm-hmm. So basically, they had a little duel. I guess Amon wanted to use his dragon to scare his nephew. And after that, he lost control. Both of them lost control, because and then a lot of people, I like this analogy that a lot of people use. They say basically dragons feel what their riders are feeling. So even no matter what Amon wanted to say, all I just wanted was his eye, he wanted to kill that little kid.
Oh yeah.
So
I knew that from the beginning. I knew that when he was the one causing problems, when he got his eye took out.
So Vagar he said, okay, so basically Luke's dragon shot a fireball at Vagar.
Yeah, he did.
And Vagar said, oh, you fucked around? All right, let's find out.
I got something for you.
He said, oh, you fucking around? Let's find out. Mm-hmm. So all he did was they went all the way up, and then next thing you know, it got calm. And I'm like, yeah, you fucked up.
I said, you finna die, bro. It's too quiet.
You should have kept flying. Why are you stopping? And then all you saw was this big ass mouth.
Then you keep telling the dragon to serve you, and the other one saying the same thing to his dragon too. I said, no, it's too late now. Like, one want to throw a fireball at another. It's war.
He was like, stop. He was like, stop.
It's too late now, bro.
Like, bro, no, the dragon's pissed off. You can't stop. You can't control him now.
Stop that.
You can't control him now. He don't got pissed off. He is done. The episode ended with Damon finally. Basically, bottom line is Vagar ate the little dragon, and Luke fell to his death. Mm-hmm. So bottom line is, Damon finally found out.
It's going to be a war now. Like,
yeah, and the whole episode ended with Rhaenyra looking like, I'm about to fuck some bitches up. Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what will trip me out though is if we start off season 2, episode 1, where they go from when the boy does fall off the dragon, he keep falling, and like, fucked up. If they end up finding, they find a way where it end up being like he ends up surviving that, that's gonna be crazy.
Nah, that'll be
But
That'd be too out of
if he
pocket.
don't, how?
Because how is he gonna catch himself? The dragon was in a million pieces.
I know, but I'm saying like I don't know.
He was all the way in the sky. He's all the way.
Hey, who knows? You know
all-
how these people
dog.
do these stories and cinematography nowadays? Like, who knows?
Dog. He is all the way on the roof. How is that possible? That dude literally went above the storm. He went above the storm. That dude is dead. That dude is literally flatter than a pancake. He is gone.
He did.
His bones have escaped his body.
Shattered.
I wouldn't be surprised if the dragon ate the kid, because I ain't see nobody falling. All I saw was dragon wings falling.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could have sworn he fell off too, because
I didn't see him fall. All I saw was
not fall off. I mean, like fall off with the, you know what I'm saying, like with the dragon once the body got cut up.
Damn, that was tough.
Because you didn't see him fall, because you know he was still hanging on. So like
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying.
got bit is like whoop, like so it's like, hey, I don't know.
Nah, that dude, yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, that dude did. He did. He gone. And then they obviously closed the episode. That scene, they closed that scene with Eamon looking emotional, and I guess that pissed off social media as well, because I believe those hardcore people who expected this show to be followed off based off the book.
Yeah, that is not always the case, y'all.
But if they pay attention to the actual book itself, and even the person who wrote it, he said the book is basically he say, she say. It's a third party. It's a third opinion. They don't know what actually happened in the book.
Right.
So it's basically used as a material. So basically, hey, ease up on expecting it to be bar for bar, flow for flow, the exact same as the book.
So, this person that that's on Instagram, they go by name, I think it's Copacetic. They did a own little review like on House of the Dragon. They said, although not as raw or expansive in narrative as Game of Thrones, the tight power dynamics of realm politics and family scandal, along with a small dose of medieval gnarliness, make this an entertaining enough investment. But the writing's eventual reliance on infinitely bitter attitudes, freely villainous doings, and plot shifts brought on by misunderstandings and accidents reveals the lack of narrative grounding, weight, and promise compared to the start of Game of Thrones. Really hoping the series can offer more than constant clashes for inheritance, and that the dragon riding veil effects gets a whole lot better. In a way, it's like I'm not really knocking that statement as much, because it's like, dang, like everybody, there's a whole family feud over a seat.
Literally a throne.
Like,
what are we doing here?
oh, well, who gonna run everything? Like, that's what we doing right now, and we all related, but we all want to fight and see who gonna run this.
All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Half of y'all don't know what it's like to rule, and some of y'all just stupid, and some of y'all just here, like taking up space. So, any more volunteers? See, basically, that's what we do. That's what we're dealing with. Family feud.
Family feud for no fucking reason. You dumb fucks.
And we taking people out in the process. Like, we taking each other out
for no reason.
When we all need to be banding together against our enemies, we want to fight each other and kill each other. That ain't that what? Don't y'all see? That's what your enemy want. So we can fall. That's their game plan. Well, who's thinking like this? Like, what are y'all doing? Messing up, man. Messing up. Like, don't worry about that. We can squaddle our stuff later. We need this to take care of right now. Our walls are being threatened, and y'all sitting here want to argue. Man, take that aggression out there.
Right. Big
on the
facts.
people who trying to kill us. Like, I swear.
This show is a
Every time,
headache.
man. It
This fucking-
is like
This fucking show is a headache.
therapy messing with these people. Like,
These medieval motherfuckers.
my gosh.
Like y'all
I'm
need
like,
to.
is everybody dumb? Like,
Yes. Everybody is dumb as hell. One lady who had literally had the power to end this civil war before it began didn't burn bitches to the ground because she wanted to not to pick a side. Bitch, they hid the fact that your cousin died and tried to hold you captive, but you didn't want to burn them, and you didn't want to pick a side. They were gonna kill you if you would have told the woman. But hey, you found a way to get to your dragon, and you found a way to escape. You was literally right there. You could have burned these bitches.
Exactly.
But
You
you chose
had
not
the
to.
opportunity. You had all that. You had all that tension built up.
But you chose not to.
Not release the aggression. What is wrong with you?
White people.
Oh, I know that. That plays a major part into play.
White people.
That plays a major role in this problem right now. Because it couldn't be one of us. Like,
wait a damn minute.
That's it. Wait a damn minute.
man, I'm telling you, couldn't be us. Because
Nope.
we would have been. You won't even get past. There won't be no 10 episodes playing with us.
Nope.
You would have got like 5, maybe even 4. Wouldn't even get that far. You know how much correction we give our kids? Are you kidding me? Stop playing. Yeah, you think you're gonna be king, but this ain't your season. It's hers right now. Like, that's not it.
Acknowledge me.
All right, now it's the time where we chop it up with the Bandit and give the floor to Suela to give us everything that is going on, top trending topics, whatever she want to talk about. This is her segment to do, and it'll mainly be her segment because my camera's still fucked up. But take it away.
So, I have been seeing the Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiere. There has been some pretty amazing superstars that showed up at the premiere. Mercedes, if y'all don't know who that is, Sasha Banks showed up. Trinity Fatu, also known as Naomi, she showed up as well, along with Jonathan, who is
Uzi
one of the
Juicy.
Usos. No, not Uzi Juicy. That's Jay.
Oh, Jonathan.
But the other one, yeah,
Jimmy.
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 Yeah, Jimmy. See how I messed up? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, they showed up, and also the New Day, Kobe Kingston, and my boy Austin Creed. Is it Austin Creed?
Austin Creed, yes.
Austin Creed. See, speaking of Creed, they supposed to come out with another Creed 3. 3/3/2023. That's the rumor, quote unquote. Yeah, that's the rumor. Also, they also supposed to come out with Deadpool in, I think, 2 years. I think so, in 2 years, with Hugh Jackman in this one. There also has been, I think I mentioned Super Mario in the last episode, but if I didn't, that won't come out until next year in April, I believe. But the trailer already came out. It came out October 16th, which was weeks ago. Also, Rihanna, her new single is supposed to come out on the 28th, which is tomorrow. I think that's the rumor for that. But I caught a little clip of it, just a little bit. I haven't heard the whole thing through yet. I was gonna try to wait till it does come out, but it's like I slick want to just go ahead and just play it anyway. Also, I heard that she's supposed to perform at the Super Bowl too, so there's that going on. Other than that, what else has been going on lately? There is supposed to be a fight between Jake Paul and Anderson Silva Saturday night.
Is
I
that still going? Because I believe it was a rumor that
That's the
he,
rumor. That's what
I
I
believe
saw.
I believe it's a rumor that he might be disqualified or something because he did
Which
an
one?
interview. Silva. I think he
Oh,
did an
okay.
interview where he's like he got knocked out twice during training, and now the committee is like they're going to review to see if he's going to be cleared to compete.
Okay.
So basically, he let the cat out the bag instead of just not saying shit.
But yeah, so that's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
Honestly, I slick want to still see it so I can see Jake get knocked out. But
That man is not getting knocked out. Anderson Silva already took a payday. That man is not getting knocked out.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy I mentioned that because me and my brother was talking about that yesterday, and we said, look, the only way this man does really lose is if they pay him. Possibly.
They probably
And
paid
if
him.
they pay him,
They paid
and if they
Floyd
really pay
Mayweather.
him, right? Like, if they pay him, then it's like, well, dang, he will have to sit this one out. But that is the rumor, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Also, I do please recommend y'all please stay safe out here. Especially it's about to be Halloween coming up too. If
Yeah,
y'all go
if you
to
go
any of
trick or
these
treat,
parties or
if
anything
you
like
go
that,
trick or
please be
treating,
safe.
please.
Yeah, we don't need nobody putting like, dangerous devices, example, razor blades and people candy. We won't need none of that.
I
Cause I
remember that
remember
was a
those
thing.
days. Yes, that stuff is crucial and just so mean, and I don't appreciate that at all. That's just bad. But please, watch out for your children. Please watch out for yourselves. Be aware of all your surroundings, please. Also, yeah, I mentioned yes. Please stay hydrated. Please stay healthy. Also, if you need to take a mental break, it is okay. If you need to decharge, recharge your batteries and get away from everybody else for a little bit, it's okay
Decompress.
to do that too. It's definitely okay.
Decompress. Do your thing.
Unplug from
Relax.
social media. That is
Please
okay.
do. That is normal.
Because everything from social media is not real. Like, don't believe the hype. Also, I did get a chance to catch up on Atlanta for the new season 4. I'm just waiting on the new episode. I think they'll come out to tomorrow, or unless it already dropped on my Hulu already. I don't know, but I will definitely check that out when I get a chance. It's actually not so bad. I guess because I had to really just sit through the whole thing for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I like this show. Like, it's not that bad. But other than that, everything is going the way it's supposed to go right now. But please, please, please be safe. Stay hydrated. Eat healthy. When I mean by eat healthy, I mean literally try to eat healthy. Stop eating a lot of junk food. It's not gonna do you great. If you're
Find
gonna
your
eat junk
balance.
food, yeah, if you're gonna eat junk food, do it in moderation.
Find your balance. Find your peace.
Don't
Like,
overdo it.
don't overdo either or. Because some people freak out when they don't have junk food. So don't go
Or
cold
working out.
turkey.
Don't overdo it.
Don't
Like,
go cold
please.
turkey.
Like, it's
Just do
okay.
just do what you can and go from there.
That's
That's
all
it.
I got. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's pretty much simple. As far as me on my house notes, that's a nice way to end that segment. That's as far as me and my house notes. There's pretty much nothing more to it that we have. Uh, Make sure you keep it locked on the Patreon. Make sure you keep it locked on the social medias at Gresh Unleashed, as on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and Twitch, because that's where we pretty much stream everything going on. If we aren't live, we are tape delay because life happens. Sometimes I have to work the next day on when we usually come live, which is every Thursday at 9 p.m. So we tape the episode early so that way we can get it up to you guys and you guys can enjoy the show in its entirety when we can, and we'll be, and usually if that is the case, I'll be in the chat to chat with you guys if you guys actually appear in the chat. As far as audio format, minus the technical difficulties for today's episode, we usually upload the episodes the same day or the day after. That should be still the same thing, but make sure you guys check out everything, www.greshandunleashed.com, as far as like leave your ratings wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as follow us on social media, me at Josh Gresham ORG, Suela at Suela the Bandit 3 on Twitter, at Rebel it's somewhere.
It's Rebel Bandit 45 _ on Instagram.
But if you don't know how to spell all of that, all you could do is follow solo.to/Gresh and solo.to/Suela, and it's pretty much straightforward as far as where you can get all of our links and everything that and our ventures that are coming up. Freepedia is more likely coming back as well next year, because this year pretty much all our schedules have just been all over the place. So much going on as far as content wise, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Gresh Unleashed podcast. And that's all we got for you. And that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, especially during Halloween, because that is coming up on Monday. Be safe, be vigilant, be smart, be frugal. Don't pay attention, because there's some crazy motherfuckers out here. I mean, I want you guys to stay safe. And with that being said, make sure you guys cop the merch, because I believe this particular hoodie goes away on Monday night at midnight. It goes away. It won't be. I'll probably be the only one that has this hoodie. This literally goes away. So, and more seasonal hoodies will come out as time goes on. I might release a Christmas one. I don't know. I still gotta think about it. But with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, y'all.